My computer. Okay, so every week we'll be doing this on Saturday from 10 to 11, and this is for our Texas agents. Each week we'll have a different subject, and so this week we are talking about working with buyers. So that's so important for us to be able to bring buyers to the table so that they can help our sellers move up. So I'm Barbara Giberson. I'm with LPT in the North DFW, Texas area. We have Laura Taylor. She's in the Fort Worth area. Joe Farrer, he's in the coastal area. Ashley Brockman in San Antonio, and Patricia Joyce, if she's in DFW too with us, and Arlington area, and other agents will be joining. So last week we had the request for agents wanted to know more about working with buyers. There's Miss Katrina Randolph, one of my mentees. Hello, young lady. So you look like a model there. She's so pretty. All right, so we're going to be working with buyers. And how many of you, first of all, before we get started, tell us how long you've been in business. So go ahead and take yourself off mute. And what do you want to get out of this meeting today so that I can address you? So Laura, we'll start with you.
I've been in for a long time. It's since 96. And I've been a RE/MAX agent for 20 years or better. So and I'm real excited about LPT. And out of this meeting, I just want to get some ideas how to best serve our clients.
Okay, and I definitely want you to chime in because the seasoned agents always have great ideas. So this is a collaboration, okay? Joe, what about you?
Well, I've been in the business going on 7 years. I'm a licensed broker. What I want to get out of this is better to navigate buyers in light of the new NAR fiasco.
So you want NAR ideas. Okay, great. We'll talk about
Yeah, because there's some big changes coming. So we need to better understand how we need to navigate this going forward.
Sure, we're going to talk about that. How about you, Ms. Katrina?
I am the newbie in the bunch, and so I am here following Miss Barbara around wherever you are. I'm going, and with all of this experience, I am going to soak everything up everyone has to share. So
well, you are doing excellent. Ashley, go ahead and take yourself off of mute. What you got there, Ashley?
Hey, sorry, I have a toddler screaming at me.
Okay.
So, I've been in the business, I guess, like maybe 9 months.
Okay.
And so I literally just switched to LPT 2 days ago.
Well,
So, and I didn't hear what your other question was.
what do you want to get to this meeting today?
So being super new to LPT, I'm excited and I wanted to see what this was about. I missed it last weekend. And knowing that you guys have kind of a theme for the day, I'm excited about that. So
That's excellent. Excellent. All right. And Ashley, were you a realtor in another company? No, you were 9 months. Okay.
Yeah, so I just left my other brokerage.
Okay.
I'm here in San Antonio.
Okay.
And before that I was a teacher.
Excellent. Teachers make great realtors, don't they, Laura? Yeah. Okay.
Well, I've heard.
Yes. Patricia, how about you? You'll have to take yourself off mute.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I've been in the business for 15 years.
Wow, great.
And what I want to get out of this meeting, I've only been at LPT for about a week now.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I just want to learn all of the tricks and tips that you guys use here at LPT with buyers.
Okay.
I didn't know if you were going to touch on how we operate the dot loop with the buyer's template and all that.
Sure. Yes,
because
definitely.
right now I have a deal, my first deal that I'm working with you guys, and I got both sides, and I'm getting a little confused.
Ooh,
I'm getting a little
okay.
confused with these documents.
So, are you talking about with dot loop, using dot loop?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So in dot loop, they actually have training. Okay, so it's really important to get in there and use the training. And then also, I'll go ahead and share our screen here in a second, is in the knowledge base, there's training there. And that is, you've never used Dotloop before?
I've used Loop before, but
Okay.
just for signing. I've never used Loop with the template, with the entire contract package and all of that. Never.
Okay, there is training for that, both in knowledge base. You can just go in knowledge base and type in Dotloop. I'll show you how to do that here in a second. And then, so that's been a thing. Laura and I have been learning how to use Dotloop, haven't we, Laura? It's like, oh. So anyway, but the agents love it.
I love it. I love it already.
Okay, cool. Hey, Janeska, if you'll take yourself off mute, tell us how long have you been in the business and what are you looking to learn today from this class? If you're there you are.
Hi, yes, yeah, I was like, my mute button wasn't unmuting. So I have been with LPT since January.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out in Abilene, Texas, and for the most part, I think I've learned Dotloop, but I'm sure there's still a lot to know. So I thought I would join just in case.
Okay, and remind me, how long did you say you've been in the business?
So I've been with LPT since January. I've only been in the business since June of 2023 or 2023. So
Very
not even
good. Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to help everybody succeed. No, you know, we have some tenured agents and then some new agents. So, Jessica, one of the things I always explain to people is go tap on the 3 dots on your picture and put Abilene right next to your name. We know you're with LPT, so you don't have to do that, but we may have some Abilene referrals for you, right, gang?
that would be nice.
Joe
I'm the
was-
only Abilene LPT agent out here, so I'm trying to represent
Great. That's awesome, y'all. Keep that in mind, Janeska Montemayor. How do you say your last name, Montemayor?
Tamara.
Okay, good. Awesome. Well, we have a lot to cover, so let's see what we can do. First of all, let's see, Joe, you wanted to, I'm going to share screen here. Joe, you wanted to know about the NAR issue. Okay.
No,
So-
no, I already know about it. It's just what are we thinking best practice is going to be with buyers? Because I can see I can see several issues coming up. You know, the VA buyer being one of them.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's going to be the final form because it's not been approved by the court yet. And I read an article yesterday from NAR somewhere that says something that maybe there might be some rendition to that as we're trying to, you know, there's problematic, a few things in that are a problem.
right. And there are going to be a ton of conversations about that. So I don't want to spend like an hour talking about that because the main thing is, and I was just trying to find it and I can't find it now. Hang on a second, is how many of you have watched the video that Robert Palmer put out on the Motivational Monday on the 18th, March 18th? Raise your hand. Let me see. Raise your hand. Did you watch that video? So
Yes.
the thing I like best about that is that he is actually giving us an excellent magazine. So, hello, let's get that printed out this week, right? So we can start. But I have a feeling they're holding off on printing that as some things transpire, as these conversations, continue. I will tell you, oh, hang on, Mary Minor is wanting the password. Let me let her know about that. So as things transpire, then we'll have more information. Hang on a second. Mary can't find it. I'm going to tell her to look in.
Barbara, I'm on.
Oh, you're on now, Mary?
I'm on.
There you are. Hi, Mary. Okay.
Just no camera, but anyway. Okay.
All right. So we're kind of going all over the place, but Joe, let's table the NAR conversation for right now because there's going to be so much conversation about that. The main thing is, like we were talking about yesterday, is Mary, I think you said there were 189 points of reference, to working with buyers on the contract, on our contracts. one of the title attorneys just said yesterday, there are 27 negotiating points just on our contract. So I think just presenting that out, maybe creating some materials for our clients saying, this is what we do for you. In fact, one of the, Dawn had even mentioned putting together a menu of services and that's just per agent, not per broker, okay? Brokerage company is for this amount of services, we want this percentage commission. For this amount, we want this, and give the buyers that choice. You know, do they want you to answer the phone at 8 o'clock at night? Things like that. So, you know, those are some things that we can start creating, and we will see other agents creating that we can just glean from. And the thing that's most important is the good thing about this is now buyers are going to start to see the very valuable service that we provide for them. And even myself, I mean, when we came out with buyer's agency, I was like, yay, right. And I was good about presenting my duties to my buyers, but I kind of got a little bit lax. And so now I think it's so important. You see the really successful agents, they are so good about explaining to their clients the services that they provide for them. So that's the main thing, is just start looking at the services that you plan to provide or that you do provide, and formulating that, putting that in a way that your clients can see that and understand it, you know, put it on your website or whatever. Okay, so that's my talk about that. Let's see here. We have a couple agents who have just moved to LPT and they want to know how to learn the systems. Okay, so everybody knows that we have LPT Connect. Oh, hang on just a second. Let me start up a new one. So that's your main venue for right now, okay? And so in using Dotloop right here, who was it that needs to know how to use the templates, is go in and do your training, okay? You can get your training either from Knowledge Base. You go into Knowledge Base and you can type in Dotloop right here, like that. And you can get your beginner videos, all of your videos on how to create your templates right there. Okay. Patricia, I think that was you, wasn't it? Let's see here.
Yes, it was me.
Right. So Patricia, you're real clear on that. Use LPT Connect. LPT Connect is always going to be like your main source. You want to connect with some agents, come in here to Community Forum. You can type in a search, say if you want to learn something about Dotloop, type it in there and look at what some of the agents have said. Okay. So, but my thoughts are also, your best source for connecting with agents is going to be right here in Facebook for right now until we change over to Connect 2.0, and just put in your LPT and get your agent official site that is for our entire country, and you can communicate extremely well with the agents. They're very active. Yesterday, I wanted the video for the March 13th Monday meeting that Robert did. That was in YouTube. I wasn't able to find it originally, and they posted it right out there to me. So always, when you have questions that you're not real sure about, an agent that you're working with here at LPT doesn't know the answer, maybe reach out here to LPT Realty Agents Official and ask that question. You can also search right here. Okay, like so maybe I wanted Monday motivational meeting right here. I wanted to see what some of the recordings were, and there are the posts there for it. So y'all know how to search. When you're in Facebook, you use the little search icon right here when you're in the page the group that you want to be in. Okay.
Is this the best place for referral searching?
Oh gosh, I would say, hang on, here's a referral network right here. So if you want to send out a referral, you would want to, here they were looking for an agent. We normally would say, something like buyer agent needed in North Carolina, and
Oh,
say Dallas. Okay. Okay, like that.
Okay.
Real simple, so you know you need a buyer agent, not a listing agent in the area that you need it in, okay? And if you want to add extra detail, you can, but you want to make sure it's very clear so that we don't have to read a whole, menu of what are you trying to figure out, okay?
Okay.
Is my understanding is there's like an LPT Connect for mobile version. Is that true?
You can, yeah, definitely. You can access connect.lpt.com on your cell phone. I have done that. I don't know that we have an app yet. If anybody wants to chime in on that, they can.
He said no app yet because he's still making changes.
Exactly. But yeah, you can go to connect.lpt.com on your cell phone and you can access it. There was something I wanted to show you. Okay. Working with buyers. Hang on, let me close. Okay. Working with buyers. That's what we're talking about today, right? So we're going to go into marketing. Okay. Remember to set up your profile. We're going to go into agent marketing. We're going to go into prospecting power pack. Okay. Arm your clients with smart and achievable strategies for the lowest payment possible when they purchase a new home. This is your buyer pack, okay, right here, 7 strategies for prospecting. This is what you can buy now to start prospecting for new buyers. I have this in the yellow. Look at that. It's gonna, so it takes a second for it to load up here. And this is what it looks like. Hang on, I'm confusing it. So I had it up twice. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You can pick your colors. And here's what comes in it. Now you can also pick what you want. It's a great time to buy a home. If I say that and say generate preview, it'll say it's a great time to buy a home right here. I have claim your copy of 7 homebuyer strategies today right here. Can y'all see that? Is everybody there? Okay. So if I say it's a great time to buy a home, it goes back and it changes these things right in this area. Okay. So you can personalize that part. In order to get this, you have to have your marketing profile set up. It will tell you, go back and set up your marketing profile. And then you have to go through your Desi Designer and set up all the things in Desi Designer. Now, here's what you get. You get the long door hanger, the short door hanger, the large flyer, a small flyer, which is kind of like a postcard too. You can turn it over and address it. Folding business card and a double-sided business card. These will have your phone number, your text phone number on it, not your own personal cell number. So when you sign up and do your marketing profile, you get to select what number. There'll be some choices there. This is the one I selected. If somebody wants to call this number, it's going to call my cell phone. If somebody wants to test it, that'd be cool. So you can be using this number as your marketing instead of your personal cell number. And also when they text 7 Strat to this number, it logs them into Lofty. Okay. Hang on, let me see where Lofty. Okay. Okay, it will log that person into Lofty. It'll say somebody from this number just called asking for information. You get a text and email saying that you have a text and email saying that somebody's interested. Okay, and then you have this as new leads. That's the reason for using these materials so that you can start. You hand out these business cards and they text you, say, hey, let's get together for lunch. Now they captured their contact info for you. Okay, you don't have to save it into Lofty yourself. Okay, does that make sense, y'all? Any questions? Unmute and just ask. So this was by the time you pay for shipping, it's about $133. Y'all, we are not paying a monthly fee to LPT. Use that money to do your marketing. That's the whole reason, what Robert wants us to do is you do this marketing. Okay. Now, you know that if you have a listing, if you want to attract sellers. Explain to your contacts what questions to ask, okay? So, and then this one is the marketing designed to sell your home fast. Hang on a second, let me show you what that, this is really nice, this active marketing plan, Power Pack. The active marketing plan is so nice. How many of you have listings, by the way? Hold your hand up if you have one. So if you get a listing, you're going to go to a different source, and I'll show you that. So this is the active marketing plan for sellers. So you can market to sellers and to buyers using these prospecting power packs, okay? That makes sense? All right, now.
Do you know how many door hangers it comes with?
A lot. I think, what did he say? There's 160 pieces or
Okay.
something in there. There's a lot. I think, Laura, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 streets in my neighborhood with this. So that's about, I want to say at least 100.
Okay.
Okay, when you get a listing, it's different. You're going to go into listing power tools. This is a different resource, okay? This is where you're going to be able to set up, oh, I didn't forget my password, where you're going to be able to set up your website for your listing. Laura's got a new listing coming in, right? She's got 2, I think.
Yeah.
So
The stuff.
did you get your listing power tools?
Yeah. I got all the stuff on one of them already. And,
Right.
I put a lot of this stuff in the house, and then
Mm-hmm. So the big one that the property report, that bifold, the big property
Yeah.
report, what
I
I
put it in
do,
the house.
what I do is I go around to the businesses that are on that property report and I show them, hey, you are being marketed here. Can I leave some of my tools, my business cards or anything that are branded to that property right there?
That's
And
a
that
good
makes them
idea.
excited. You're going to generate some prospects from them. They're going to be excited to see that y'all are working together, okay? Because businesses need business these days. Okay, working with buyers, that's what we're talking about, okay? So when I first got into the business, I did not know anything about real estate. I was an accountant, you guys. So I went to work for an apartment locator. This is a friend of mine. He would say, yeah, you can share this with people. So this was the form. We had phone calls come in. He advertised in the newspaper and the yellow pages. That's how old, that's long ago this was. But I had this form and I had to ask all these questions, okay, before as I was working with the client. And I was really nervous about it. You know, it's like, what's your name? It's like, and so I had to ask them, where do you live? Get their phone number, where's their work, their email, where do they want to live? When do they want to move? Who do they work with? You know, and some of these questions are it's important. Well, I work from home, right? Okay. And then the other thing that isn't even on here, I don't think, is what do you do instead of work? I go work out, I ride bikes, I go to church, things like that. So you want to find out from people what is important in their life to them, not just about a home, okay? And when you ask these questions, what's your reason for moving? This is a huge question, right? Do they have any pets? Huge question, okay? So when you ask these questions, you're going to listen and listen and listen and write notes and ask more questions about that, okay? Because the more people are able to share with what's going on with themselves, the more connected they're going to feel with you, that you're listening to them, okay? We can even do some role playing in that. But I become so good at this. When I went to work at RE/MAX, I would have RE/MAX agents come and listen to me have these kind of conversations with buyers and say, wow, you are so thorough and you're good with your clients. So it's more of a conversational style too. It's not a drill sergeant type conversation, you're going to just casually, and I can do that with y'all if y'all want to do that right now. We'll do a little bit of role playing and then I'll let y'all do it. Y'all up for that? Okay, I'm gonna use Katrina. Katrina, you're gonna be my buyer, okay? And we're gonna just do a couple of minutes, and then after that, let me see, I think I want Joe to be the buyer's agent, and I want Laura to be the buyer, and Laura, I want you to throw Joe some wrenches, okay?
Throw me some. Come on, bring it.
Yeah. All right. So hi, Katrina. How can I help you? My name's Barbara Giberson. How can I help you?
Yes, so I just recently decided that I wanted to purchase a home. And so I'm looking to see if you would be able to help me.
Well, congratulations. I'm so excited and definitely I can help you. What caused you to decide to buy a home?
It's time. I've saved up some money and I'm ready to just make an investment.
So this is your first time to buy a home. How do you feel? Are you nervous about it or excited?
I'm very nervous about it. I've never done this before, so I'm just looking for.
Well, the good news is I've done this before with a lot of first-time home buyers, so I can definitely be there for you and help you through the process, okay?
Thank you.
So let me ask you a few questions. Where do you live right now?
So I currently live in Frisco.
Okay. And do you want to stay in Frisco or do you have any other ideas?
I would love to stay in Frisco, but I heard that it's extremely expensive to purchase out here. So if I could get as close to Frisco as possible, I'm open to that.
That's great. So you're open to kind of being in that north region, right? So if we go
Yes.
to Allen or Plano or McKinney or something, you'll be okay with that? Or what about Little Elm? Are you okay with that?
I'm not familiar with Little Elm,
Okay.
so possibly.
Okay, great. Let's think here. Where do you work?
I work for Apple.
And do you work from home or do you go to a location?
I work from home.
Okay, that's wonderful. So are you going to need space for an little office, a separate?
Office is extremely important to me.
Yeah, that'd be nice. What about anybody else living with you?
I have 2 daughters that live with me.
Okay, great. So are they in school or working?
They are in school, high school.
They're in high school. What high school do you want to stay in? Have you researched that yet?
Yes, right now, they're in Prosper.
Okay. So you want to keep them in Prosper if possible, or are you open to changing?
Stay in Prosper for
You want to
school.
stay in Prosper,
Yeah.
okay. And then let me think here. Do you have any animals?
Just the 2 kids.
That's what I was gonna say. Exactly. Okay. And are they in high school? Are they working at all? Are they going, or are they just focus on studies?
They both work.
Oh, okay. Where are they working?
One is retail at Burlington and another is retail at Samsung.
Awesome. Okay. So you want to definitely keep them close so they're not having to travel too far.
Right.
Right. Okay. Now let's talk about, first of all, I want to let you know my services to you. I'll have a website that has a lot of information on it. And also too, we're going to talk about my duties to you as a buyer's agent, which is so important. Okay. I have a lot of responsibility to not only guide you, but protect you legally. Okay. Does that sound exciting to you?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. And we're going to go over that in some detail. I want to actually sit with you. We can either do it on a Zoom meeting, which I like to do. Is that okay to do a Zoom presentation where I show you the buyer's representation agreement that shows my responsibilities to you and what you can expect, my level of duties to you, and then we can even shop for homes on a Zoom meeting. Does that sound like that could work for you?
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I like to do it like that because then I have all my resources right here on my computer and it's easy to do. And then from there, then we start going out and searching for homes. Okay.
Okay.
So the very first thing we want to do, and aside from that is we also want to start looking at at your finances. And my goal is to refer, I'm assuming you're going to want to do a mortgage. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And have you spoken with anybody yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So are you open to me giving you a referral to a couple of different loan officers, maybe to talk with and see who you like the best?
I would welcome that.
Okay, I'm going to put together an email with a couple of links for you, okay? So, and you're open to use whoever you want, but during the process, I'm going to refer different providers to you at all times who I've worked with, who have had extremely good results, and my clients have had really good results. I would not use them or recommend them if they did not have a good track record, they weren't highly ethical and provide good services. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we'll get started. I'll get your email address and phone number and all that, and we'll get started. All right, y'all, how does that sound? Joe? Chime
It was
in.
very good. The only addition I would put is find out more details about the house.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that, definitely.
You know, because
Mhm.
sometimes, you know, buyers do have particular desires when it comes to a house.
Right,
Uh-huh.
right. I want a 3 bedroom. So what we want to do,
Right.
look at the finances first. Where are they with, financially? In fact, I could have even asked her, what is your annual income? And have you been with Apple for 2 years? That's one goal, okay? And I can actually take her income and multiply it by 3 typically and have a good range. If she's making 100,000 a year, then I know she's going to qualify for at least 350, 400,000, okay? So, and then the other question I could ask her is how much does she have saved up? Because if she has a little bit saved up, she may need to do some special financing with the down payment assistance program or with, maybe she's a veteran, things like that. So we can get into more conversation, and I would do that. It would be about a 30-minute call, but because of this call, we're only on it for 3 minutes. So,
My only comment about that is I usually refer that to the mortgage broker.
mhm.
I'm married to one, just to let you know. My wife's a mortgage broker. So when it comes to the financial side of it, I kind of get a general feeling from the buyer of what they think price range they're looking at.
Mhm.
But I try to get them connected with my wife or somebody else, who it is, as soon as possible, to at least understand what that is, a little
Mhm.
better understanding.
Yeah.
And most people know pretty close. I've not found many people miss it. Most people understand. Okay, well, I can afford a $300,000 house or $400,000 house, whatever it is.
Right, right. And you can do things too. You can go on to Mortgage Calculator and pull a mortgage calculator and show them. They're like, well, I only want to spend $2,500 a month or $1,500 a month or whatever. And then you can show them, hang on a second. You can show them what their payments would be, what purchase price will be. And the other thing is also if they're coming out of a lease, to explain to them the difference between a $1,500 a month lease payment and a $2,500 a month mortgage payment where they're getting the tax deduction. Okay, so when you get the tax deduction, it actually equates out closer to a $1,500 to $1,800 a month lease payment. Does that make sense? So you can pay a higher mortgage payment, but you get the tax deduction and it equates to a rental payment. So a little, yeah.
I disagree, but okay.
Well,
I understand where you're coming at, but it's not
yeah,
$1,000 a month in savings and taxes.
well, I'm just using round numbers. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not telling a buyer, oh yeah, you go up, your payment goes up $2,500, you're going to save $1,000 in your income taxes. No, doesn't
Right.
translate that.
No, and we can go into more detail on that. How I analyze that. I'm pretty thorough. The other thing, the reason why I like to know a little bit more about them financially is in the event that the loan officer may miss it on not necessarily miss it, but if we're trying to negotiate a contract and I need a little bit more money, maybe for the buyer closing costs or down payment, it's helpful if I know how much money this buyer has either saved up or in 401k that they can actually use those. And sometimes they don't tell the loan officer, they forget to put that on their loan application. And so I can say, hey, she's got a 401k. Have you talked to her about that? And he's like, oh, no, we'll talk. Well, let's see if we can get funds out of that. So,
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend asking the question, how much
yeah,
resources do you have for this home purchase, to give you an idea. You know,
exactly.
is this a client that you need to go fight for closing costs or what? I mean, the loan
Exactly.
officer is definitely going to confirm all that. Certainly,
Mhm.
I would hope most of them will. It's been my experience that they do, but it's a good idea because then it kind of frames for you what you need to negotiate in the contract.
Exactly. What if you get a buyer who doesn't have any money saved up? What do y'all do with the buyer like this? Can you?
Well, that depends. They got to have at least the earnest money option and inspection, right? The rest of it you can negotiate into the deal, but they've
Mhm.
got to have at least that. You're not going to put zero into earnest money.
You can put $100 in there. You can put a low amount. It depends on the property. So, but you're right. In general, they're going to want to have some earnest money. And you're right. They're going to want to have that inspection money. And you're right. They're going to need that option money. But
as a very minimum, I mean,
sure.
you can throw in survey and appraisal, but sometimes survey and appraisal can pay that closing. So, don't necessarily need those funds, but you know, if they have dead zero, then this is a dead deal. They're not gonna. It's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? If they have no cash, they tell you, "Well, I don't have any cash." I'm like, "Well, why are we looking at homes today?"
When can you get some? Is a good question.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask that. When are you going to get
Yeah, I
some?
can save some money up. Can you get some from your parents? Laura
This time
has
of
an
year-
idea. Say that, Laura.
This time of year, they're getting it from their tax refund, a
That's
lot
good.
of them.
Really
Yeah.
good point. That's right. That's right, Laura. Awesome. I did a deal, a USDA loan, and the buyer actually, at the end of the deal, I don't remember if how much earnest money they put up. I think it might have even been new construction, but they got back $1,000 at closing. They had all that.
Yeah. You said a VA
back.
deal.
So,
I did a VA deal. Same thing. They got their
Right.
earnest money back.
right. So, and I'm doing it anyway. So keep in mind, just because they don't have money doesn't mean you can't help them. There are ways, you got to dig deeper. Okay.
Yeah.
So Joe, do y'all want to do another, let's see, Joe, you interrogate Laura. Laura's going to be a really hard buyer to work with. Okay. Or do you want to be
Interrogate.
an easy buyer? Like,
I mean, you pretty much covered it.
I think we did.
Question, how do you get information on down payment assistance programs?
Okay, that was
Lenders.
one of the things I want to suggest is you want to talk to as a number of lenders that you and go to lunch with them. Lenders take us out to lunch all the time, remember? A lot. You know, sit down with them and talk about those loans and learn about those loans, okay? Some lenders have everything, some lenders don't. Joe, maybe you can speak to that too, since your wife's a loan officer.
Well, you know, you have two different types. You have the mortgage broker, and then you have the banker, right? So what the broker tends to have a much broader scope of loan offerings.
Right.
And of course, all you guys, know my wife's in the business. You can do a loan anywhere in Texas, okay? Just letting you know.
Give me her information, Joe.
That's right. Go to me. I'll hook you up with my wife.
How long has she, Joe? How long has she been a loan officer?
25 plus years. Well, she's a mortgage broker owner. She owns her own company.
See, y'all, that's a good question to ask. How long have you been in business? Because we've been through a lot. And so, Joe, why don't you go ahead and put her contact information in the chat? Okay.
Sure.
That everyone can connect up with her. That's a good conversation to have. Okay.
Well, but my discussion, like I said, the ones that are bankers typically have smaller loan program offerings.
Mm-hmm.
The broker typically has much more broader scope of offerings that it can do versus the banker.
Right. There are
Okay.
a lot of different loan products. I sat through one yesterday that was all portfolio money. That's completely different type of financing. Okay. So one of the things I did in the very beginning is I learned a lot about financing because that's your tool, that's your leverage to help you into these properties. Builders are doing, their lenders are doing special financing. So go visit the builders, do your previewing, get out there, look at those new homes, talk to the builder about who their lender is, talk to that lender and start just learning about these different products and about the incentives that some of these builders are able to offer. Okay. I have a couple of lenders I really like. One does like a Monday meeting every meeting. She's just like, she's a beast. And then another lender over here where I am, he does meetings every week with other agents and he does trainings and they're very well attended. So Katrina will get you set up and
Thank you.
what you want to do, y'all, is just find some lenders in your area who are really reaching out to the agents and providing value, which is a real key. So if you're going to a networking meeting and you're wanting to bring in business or you're posting on social media, you're not asking for business. What you're wanting to do is start sharing. Like Mary was talking about yesterday, one of the agents that she gets on and she shares one aspect of the business every time she posts on social media. Okay. What is an inspection like? What is a survey? Things like that. You're providing information. And if y'all will provide that information, start posting that on Facebook when you're going to your networking meetings. This last one I went to, I asked them what the number 51 meant to them. I said, we have 51 open houses this weekend just in my town. I said, our market is bursting open. So that made me look like someone who's paying attention to the industry, right? It's going to provide information to them to help them make their buying and selling decisions. Okay. So provide information and look for lenders who are providing information to you. Okay. Get out there and hustle it. All right. Let's see what else. Here's I put together a long time ago a client package. It's all in print. I'm going to end up putting all of this on my website, but these were things, I think I got this either out of Texas Realtors. If you go on to your Texas Realtors Association, there are printed documents there that you can use for your marketing. Okay, start utilizing those. So I had created a client package for my buyers and for my sellers because they were always asking the same thing all the time. I'm like, let me just put it in writing. So this kind of stuff, it came off of other resources. All right. So go to your TAR, what is it, tar.org or whatever.
TXR.
TXR, what?
Yeah, TXR. They changed, remember? It's not Texas Association.
What is
TXR, is it .org?
If you're looking for the website, it's texasrealestate.com.
There you
Yeah,
go.
okay,
Thank
Texas
you. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so go to these and also remember to log in and on TAR and NAR, go in and fix your profile. Okay, because when you search agents, what happens is your profile, when people Google you, if your profile's not up there, your buyers and sellers will not feel as confident. Okay. So advice for buyers right here. Best ways about affordable housing programs, all kinds of stuff. So if you log into texasrealtors.com, there are resources in here, okay, where you can see for realtor members, you can print out these materials. You can personalize them, brand them with your name and contact information. Okay. So, whatever. So I'm not going to worry about this right now, but that's the point. Okay. My thing always does that. All right. Let's see, where are we? Thoughts, questions right now so far? The IABS, everybody know where to find your IABS in dotloop. So when you're using dotloop right here, okay, you're gonna everyone who what you want to do for all of your files is set up your templates. Use your templates. I mean, when I'm in Dotloop, I have my own folder, okay? And in that folder, I have forms maybe that I may want to use on a regular basis. Or if I needed to get, see the ICA Texas, things like, if I wanted to get things signed by my broker, I may put it in here and send it out if that's the only way to do it, okay? So on your IABS, oh, this one, hang on, I had it right. You're gonna, now keep in mind, your licensed supervisor is gonna change a lot. Because as we're growing, our supervisors change, okay? I'm actually a supervisor. I'll be Katrina, since I'm your mentor, I'm your supervisor. So right here, you'll put my name as my license, my email, and my phone number, okay? And then your name. So when you're when you're doing your dot loop, you're setting up maybe a client. Hang on a second, go back. Oh, well, I'll leave it. When you're in dot loop and you're going to start a new buyer, let me see if I have a buyer. This is a buyer right here that I just did. When you're setting it up, it's going to ask you what kind of loops you want. You're going to set up your buyer's information. So keep that in mind. When you're in dot loop, it's going to pull the template in with all the forms that you need. And then you will be filling those out and sending those out to your clients. You don't have to set it up in your own personal file, but it will be in there in the dot loop templates. All right. Let me see what else I wanted. Any questions? So here I have here is, I said, how many times do we negotiate on the contract for the buyer? There were, I think I said 27 points on the contract. So I highly recommend you go through and read your buyer's rep agreement line by line for yourself. Learn the buyer's rep agreement, go through, and you probably already know the contract form, the residential contract, because for all of you who have just come out of school, you probably went through that quite a bit, but really get familiar with that. And if you need to role play, get either with your mentor or get with me and we'll do some role playing. Remember that your duties to your buyer is that you are working for them. You are a contract worker for them. They are your boss. And it's really fun to express that to them in a professional way. Say, you know, I'm contracting to work for you. And so my duties are to you. We talked about realtor.com resources, my services to you, working through a listing agent. Trying to remember what I thought about that. What? Forget I even mentioned that. Leases turn into purchases. Keep in mind when somebody's wanting to lease, really get to know them and find out if leasing is their best option. I recently, just like last year, I had 2 people were going to lease and they became buyers. Okay. Also, I have rented houses out for my clients and turned around and sold them to the tenant. So pay attention to that. I actually put verbiage in my contracts, even in my lease contracts that say, if this tenant purchases this home, I will receive X amount of commission. Okay. And I will represent X, the owner or the buyer. Okay. So make sure you cover that, because I have had tenants buy rentals that I put them in and vice versa. So, and follow up with them. Follow up. If you put somebody in a lease, follow up with them in about 6 months, 8 months, whatever, and see how they're doing. People change, people move. Okay. Follow up in 4 months, stay in touch with them.
Barbara, what do you do with the customers that aren't currently credit eligible to purchase? Do you refer them to someone to help them with that?
Yes, I do. That's a really good question. I found somebody that I like a lot. And hang on, I'll put his information in chat so that you can have that.
Yeah.
Laura, you had a question?
Does lease people ask for referrals?
When you're working with rent leasers, ask
Yeah.
if they know somebody else too, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. I call them every quarter until their lease is up.
Mm-hmm. So
That's
here's my favorite guy. Hang on a second. His name is George. He is so good too. George Hartman. I don't know where he lives. It's credit repair in 30.com. He literally, I worked with a lot of credit repair companies, and he says in 30 it's really 45 days. Okay, but it's better than 6 months or 2 years. He really gets their credit fixed, and it stays fixed. It's not just,
wow.
I've seen him get people's scores down up 100 points in 45 days.
Whoa.
Okay, so tell him I sent you. I'm a really good referral partner for him.
Okay.
Okay, and then y'all see there is Sarah's phone number too that Joe posted.
Yeah. got
So,
that.
so Laura, you were talking about asking the people you're working with who are renting if they have other friends who are wanting to buy. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell us about any situations that you've done that have.
Well, a lot of times I keep in touch with them. Like I'll call them each quarter, and then at the last quarter, I call them once a month and say, hey, are you thinking about buying right now? Or we can get a loan officer to give you a call and check your credit out and get you ready to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Always kind of plant that seed because a lot of them want to. Some of
Yeah.
them are never going to buy because they can't get their credits situated,
Right.
For the most part, everybody wants to own a house, not having to move their kids around or.
Yeah, statistically, it shows that children that live in homes have better grades in their schools. So it is a better environment to be in a home versus an apartment. Or something that they own that they're working towards their home ownership.
So that's what I do. And
Mhm.
then I have an ABC, so I mail them each, like now there's the baseball season, so I mail them a Ranger schedule, and then I mail them a Christmas card with a calendar, little to stick on their fridge, and then Cowboy season, I mail them a schedule for that.
And do you get good? What's your ROI? What's your response from those?
I'm a Buffini person, so everything I do is by referral, so I can really, I don't know what my ROI would be, but
Mm-hmm. That'd be something good to track to make sure,
yeah.
it's money well spent.
I know I've gone to a bunch of listings and my things on their fridge. What's weird is sometimes they don't even keep up with the calendar. They just have my card on their fridge.
That's good. It's helpful to
funny.
have.
Yeah.
I'm doing a $900,000 listing for I sold a buyer house 20 years ago, and I had not kept up with them. I've been negligent in that area. I sent her a card last year and end of the year. She kept it, called me this year. She had gotten a divorce 4 years ago. I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And so I'm selling her house this year. She's like, I'm
Good.
so glad you sent this card. So
That's awesome, Barbara.
I gotta get to sending more cards for sure, because the fortune is in the follow-up. And
Mhm.
if y'all go to Lever, Lever, I think it's .com, they are providing all those follow-up services and mail outs, postcard mail outs, social media posts, all kinds of things for a price, of course, but it's a pay at closing service. So that was presented to us at our LPT conference, and I'm so far I'm really looking forward to working with them. It's
What did
109
you say that was again? Tell me that again.
LEVER, I think is their website. It may be
LE.
LEVER. Let me see if it's lever.com. No, it's not lever.com. It's something else. Mary may know it.
Hey, at closing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's expensive, but to me it's gonna be worth it.
Oh,
What? It's lever.movado.com. Here, I'll put it in there.
lever.movado.
Yeah, I'll put it in the. So
Okay.
all these years, I even had one company that was doing my social media posting. He's like, you need to get rid of some. I had like 7,000 clients in my database. He's like, you need to get rid of some of these. So now I only have 2,700, but there's that lever right there. I just posted it in there. So following up, follow up, follow up, follow up. People like to hear the call. Oh, here's another one, Airbnb. I actually rent out 2 of my rooms in Airbnb. I actually have a client, one of my former guests. I've sold, I think 1 home through Airbnb, if not more, one of my guests, and he just called and said he's ready to buy. So that's 2 sales just from renting my rooms out, making money and meeting people. So if you have an extra room and you can afford to rent it out, I would. It's been very, very lucrative in a lot of ways. All right, we're at the end of our time. Next week, we're going to be going over listings. Okay, so same time, same place. Share it with your friends. Anybody else want to say anything before we wrap up? I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Katrina. Thank you for Patricia. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And you should hopefully get the invitation since you registered for next week's. Be sure to say yes so that you get the reminder, okay? You know, to get on. And I think Mary is gone. Otherwise, I would say goodbye to Mary. I think she's.
I'm here.
Oh, you're still here. Okay, I see you there. All right.
I was trying to put that 179 in chat, is what I was trying to do.
Is that what it was? 179?
Yeah, I have it right here. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this.
Is it 179 what? Items?
179 ways. I think did it just go in there?
Hang on, let's look at our chat and see.
I think it just went in there.
Yeah, what is 179 ways? Thank you for sharing that too, by the way.
I got a quick question.
Okay.
Where does TXR pull the information for our profiles? I just realized mine's totally wrong.
I don't know. I don't know, but go check it out.
I gotta call them, I guess.
No, your Texas profile comes from your local association.
That's what I'm
Well,
thinking.
that's screwed up. They got me with EXP Realty.
Yeah, you
Well,
got
previously with EXP Realty.
exactly. You guys,
And they have me in San Antonio, not Houston.
there you go.
That's hilarious.
Aren't you
I
glad
just looked at that when you mentioned it. I'm
Aren't
like,
you
I've
glad
looked at
you
this a long
checked?
time.
Yeah. So we're going to be going over listings, and then also I've just hired somebody to, if y'all go to my website here, I'll give it to you. I just had a graphic designer. She's working on my website, and this is my Lofty website. Okay, if y'all want to click on that, see if it'll click. I'm not sure if it's clickable. And
Who did you use? Who did you use?
I'll send you out her info. Hang on a second.
Sherry Young?
No, she's in Columbia. I got her off of Upwork, and I really like her. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm paying her $30 an hour for all the work, and she is doing amazing work. She even she went in. I asked her to get all my reviews taken care of, and she even went and got reviews from sites that I had totally forgotten about. I'm like, oh my gosh. So she's very resourceful. She's used to working with realtors, and she's on WhatsApp, and her name is, here, I'll put it in there. You'll have to go to WhatsApp to find her, because that's her best way of
Very nice. I currently have an unbranded website that I had somebody do for me. How much it cost you to do this?
She did it. I paid her like $80.
What?
I know. I
I paid
know.
I paid $1,000 to have mine customized.
This call was worth it, wasn't it?
$80.
And she's still working on it for me because we're tweaking a lot of things like the calendar and but it turned, and I told her what style I like, what, I said I like earthy modern, so she found earthy modern pictures for me. And it's so much prettier. And then she did all my linkable things. This was stuff that I wrote, so she put that in there. She put my referrals in here. I mean, my reviews. Okay. And so we're still working on it. I had to get, I finally got my IDX set up. That's so important. She can do that for you. She's $30 an hour. Okay.
Wow.
So
What did she do to set up your IDX? That should be automatic from your MLS.
it's not.
Well, there's a form you have to fill out. Well, at least
Yeah,
our
I had
MLS
to fill
has
out the form and I put I put my name on it instead of Kathy Trevino. So, to get your broker document signed, Mary, what is that email? It's signatures.
At Texas Brokers, is it signature? Now you're gonna ask me.
Signatures.
At LPT, I thought I had Texas. I thought I
I
said
think
Texas.
it may be signatures TX or T Texas. So anyway, go into support and ask them what the email is, and you've got to get your IDX set up. It has to be signed by the broker. I wish they would change that to where it's just automatic. Okay. And because if you want to buy a house, see, mine still pull in stuff from other states. I'm like, why is it doing that?
It's an
Stephen,
IDX problem.
Virginia. I'm like, why is it coming in Virginia? But I can at least go to Flower Mound, Texas, and it will pull up my area. Okay. So buyers.
That's an IDX problem.
Mhm.
What that is.
I know it. Isn't that interesting? Where's my Flower Mound? So,
And I recommend
Did you-
everybody needs to learn Lofty like the gospel. I've
yeah,
been using it for 5 years. It's awesome. Flat out awesome.
you love it. You love
Oh
it.
yes.
You love Lofty. Yeah, I know. Lofty's amazing. Yeah, it's way better than KV Core. I use KV Core. I
Oh
did not.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, of course not even the
Lofty.
same playing field.
So you guys learn Lofty. That's a really good point, Joe. Well, we could talk forever. Y'all, I'm so glad that you came on this call. It's awesome. And look forward to seeing you next week, same time, 10 o'clock, and share this with your friends. And we'll keep, here's that lever. So yeah, you want to, there, lever. This is,
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Part of Ojo. Yep.
yeah, exactly. Okay. So it's $199 a month. And then starting out your first, I don't know how many transactions, it's 25%. They take, but they take out 25% of your commission, but they do a lot. So you want to get on there and do a call, do an info session with them. Okay. All right. Did I answer everybody's questions?
Well, thank you so much for this today. I appreciate it. Try to get more of my people involved with this. I think it's very valuable. We need to all be doing more of this kind of stuff.
Helping. Yep, you bet. All right. I'm glad y'all came. Thank you for your vote of confidence, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
You bet.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Mary, for coming. Appreciate you being here. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Laura.
Bye.